In just a couple of hours here, the first round of the PGA Championship will be underway at Valhalla.
Yeah, so we've seen them practicing for the past few days, right? Just getting a feel of what the course is like and what it's going to bring. But the course is going to be a challenge for sure, no doubt.
Absolutely. It would not be a challenge for Jim Stratman, though, who's joining us live from Valhalla about some of the holes to watch. It's a pretty unique course, Jim.
Exactly. You know, we're moving from an avid bird watcher to now an avid golf watcher. And I'm going to be watching a few things in particular, especially when it comes to the way that the course is playing. In fact, we know that the bones of the course have been pretty much staying the same since about 2014, the last time that the PGA Championships was held here. But Kyle Kramer, who's the head golf professional out here at Valhalla, told me that there have been some subtle challenges or subtle changes that could make for some challenges for some of the players as we get started with the tournament rounds today. He said, as we were driving around earlier last week, that number one in particular is going to be what he calls potentially a top 4 or 5 hardest hole of the weekend for some of these players. There's been some slight changes, which means that now the players are going to have to make a decision essentially from the tee box, whether or not they're going to cut a corner a little bit tight or try to lay it up. They've also talked about number 18. He said that they lengthened number 18 35 to 40 yards just to change up how players approach getting up to the green. But the big one here is number 13. That's one that Kramer says he will be watching very closely. It's a very unique kind of hole, and it has a history of making and breaking rounds in the past. And he expects that hole to do the same thing again this year.
In the tournament, when you look at past history, you see a lot of birdies on this hole, but you also see a lot of bogeys and others. So in my opinion, it's a great golf hole because it presents an opportunity to either, gain strokes on the field or you could lose a couple.
Now, Kramer says the mark of any good golf course is to make the players have to think and change their strategies day by day, which is exactly what he thinks that Valhalla will do later on this weekend. And as we mentioned, some of those players, they will be out here just about an hour or a little over an hour from now. They'll be out here to start getting set to tee off those first groups. We'll talk more about who's playing in the field today, when they're going to be teeing off in just about 45 minutes. Eric?